Have you been curious about midwives? We have a great episode for you. You are listening to the Cup of Kudos show, focused on healthy, happy living with little antidotes of wisdom, inspiration, and sometimes a little spunk. Hey, it's Elizabeth Morosco with Kudos Magazine. I had a chance to sit down with Hurley Medical Center Midwives and get some great insight on women's health and wellness. And one of the things I found out is midwifery is much more than labor and delivery.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Brown. I'm one of the midwives with Hurley. I am a registered nurse first, and I earned that degree in 1999, and then I went back for my master's degree with Frontier Nursing University, and with that, a certification. I went back further for my doctoral degree, so I am Dr. Jennifer Brown. The word midwife means to be with woman. And we find a lot of comfort in that one word because it means so much to us. And with that is a lot of history that we do not want to ever let go. Right. But times are changing, healthcare is changing, and we're so excited and happy to be able to take the education that we have and progress with the needs of people today.
That's great. That's great. And as things progress, really not all midwives are the same. There's a variety. And I know that here at Hurley Medical Center, this practice, you guys have requirements for people to be, is it a certified midwife?
Right. So
can you explain the difference between, because there's other types of midwives.
There are several different types of midwives. With a certified nurse midwife, again, you start off as a registered nurse. You go back for your master's degree and you become certified through a national organization. It's a lot of education. It's a lot of a long process, if you will, and you're committed to ongoing education as well. It's not like you're done after you get the degree or the certification. And with that, we are different. I wish my coworker was with me because she is part of the Michigan organization that's working strongly to establish relationships between us as the certified nurse midwives and the lay midwives who are going through a huge transition themselves and having licensure and a little bit more ongoing education and responsibility attached to the word midwife. It's a huge change for Michigan, and it's exciting. We definitely work together as professionals, but we're different. We're different in many ways.
And I think that's key, too, is being able to identify who is a midwife that you're going to feel most comfortable with, especially, in cases of, pregnancy, labor, and delivery.
Those are our goals. I mean, mostly the philosophy of midwives is to make sure that you feel comfortable. It should always feel like a discussion. You come to the table with your own thoughts, beliefs, reservations, and then we come with the best evidence. And we want to present the pros and cons, the risks and benefits of everything that might come your way, because we're working with women throughout their lifetime. As you said earlier, from the time you start your period until well after menopause, we can care for you and your gynecological needs. But women that come during pregnancy have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, and sometimes they just want to know everything is okay. And midwives come to the table knowing that it's normal. Pregnancy is normal, and we want to celebrate the normalcy of all of these life events like menses or pregnancy or menopause.
Oh, the menopause.
Oh, the menopause.
Yeah, just when I thought life, I had learned everything after I gave birth, I discovered there was another phase of womanhood, and it's pretty intense. Are you guys I guess involved in helping with even like hormonal care for menopause, or how does that work?
Midwives are very, very good at normal, very good at normal. So many of the issues that kind of bubble up with menopause can be worked through with diet and exercise and sleep and stress, coping with stress, not giving you stress.
Right. So I love that. So you kind of take the alternative approach, like natural approach, before introducing
Exactly.
hormones.
Exactly.
And stuff like
but
that.
we
It's
definitely
great.
have, we can prescribe medications. We can collaborate with our physicians if we need to co-manage a situation.
Great.
We have Hurley physicians that work very closely with us, and we do well.
One of the things I had heard is if you start hormonal treatment, after you stop taking the hormones, your menopause kicks back in. I don't know if that's true.
Well, it depends. And this is the struggle with menopause, is that you can't.
It's a monster.
Each of us we're so different.
Right.
There's no cut and dry answer to menopause. You really have to sit down and look at you as an individual. You can't say, oh, my friend did this. And this is true with pregnancy as well. We hear so many stories.
Yeah.
It really should be one-on-one individual care.
I love that. It seems like that's really what you guys focus on, is that one-on-one approach.
Yes, we are very hands-on and or like high-touch, low intervention.
So what would you say are some of the benefits of working with a midwife versus, like if you are getting ready to have a baby, what are some of the benefits of working with a midwife versus just doing traditional, working with, OBGYN and the setup that's there?
So I'm trying really hard not to toot my own horn and say something like, the benefits are astronomical. Mostly empowerment. We really focus on positive birth experiences, and that may mean something different to each woman, but we're going to go through it together, and you're going to have you're not going to feel clueless, right? You're going to really know what's going on with your body, know what you're feeling, why you're feeling
and
it.
I think if you have that knowing in advance, that's how you can keep yourself mentally calm, while that storm's breaking loose.
Right.
They call it labor for a reason. It's
Truly.
really intense, heavy labor. Yeah.
It's definitely, there's reason for it, right? We talked a little bit about pain being a sign for your body to go to a safe place, to be in a safe place, and to also kind of cross over into that whole motherhood. It's marking a line of transition of your whole life. So it's huge. Of course you have that type of pain.
So if somebody was looking into, they decide that they do want to work with a midwife so they can get that one-on-one care, what are some pieces of advice that you could give our listeners on questions they should be asking or things they should be looking out or looking into so that they can find the perfect fit for themselves?
I think that if you were interviewing providers to see if it was the right fit for you, I would sit down and really be honest about what type of birth experience you're looking for, and ask them what, I don't know, you could ask something like, what's your C-section rate? I think I had a patient ask me that the other day, and the midwives like to tout that our C-section rate was 12%, which is huge and very small compared to the national rate of over 30%, maybe 32%.
Oh,
so,
wow, you're
yeah.
kidding.
No,
Really?
Right. So we really, when you look at midwives in general, you're going to, the research says over and over again that you're going to be happier with your care, that overall it's safer to be with a midwife, meaning the C-section rates are lower, the breastfeeding rates are higher. It's overall a more positive experience.
Right. And I can see that because I have two kids. They're teens now. But when you're in that moment of labor and delivery, we were talking about this earlier, you almost lose your ability to remember to breathe, to inhale and exhale. And actually, when I was walking down the hall of this beautiful building that you guys are in, they started doing, what were you calling them? Photos?
Oh, affirmations. So I love
affirmation
photography.
Photos, yeah.
And I've been taking pictures for a very long time. So when the midwives said that we needed to perk up some of our offices with some artwork, I was like, ooh, let me be in charge of that.
Right.
So I took my photography and then placed some affirmations on them. And they're simple, but they're fun. And it was very, I don't know, empowering for me to be able to put my artwork up.
Right.
And I've said this before, by empowering women, it really feel like I'm empowering myself. So it really is full circle.
Yeah. So, but one of the photos you had taken, I think it was water, and it had inhale, exhale. And I laughed because I remember, during my labor and delivery, forgetting to breathe.
Right. Always go back to your breath.
Exactly. Go back to your breath. And I did a natural delivery, but I think being told in advance, this is intense, that you're going to forget to breathe.
You will.
Because unless you've had the wind knocked out of you repeatedly in your life, you can't quite understand that sensation. So everybody's different.
Well, it definitely helps you to become grounded and more focused, because it's a head game. Labor is a head game. And if you can just ground yourself, know that everything is going to be okay. And going back to your breath, and you just do it one contraction at a time.
Right. Yeah, you guys are kind of like you're holding the light through the tunnel, like, come on, you can get through it.
Truly.
So do you have any advice that you want to share with our listeners of, anything else they need to know about working with midwives?
I think the biggest effort that our practice is working on is knowing that you can be with a midwife from the time that you start your period all the way through menopause, and that you really need a midwife in your life. It's a good idea to just come once a year, get your well woman visit, talk to us.
So you do pap smears here too?
We do it, yes. Woo-hoo, absolutely.
It's a party at the Midwifery.
I know. Well, the pap smear thing.
Wifery. Say the word again.
So midwifery is yeah.
So we were doing like a little sidebar English class on how do you say it and spell it. Yeah, it's fun though.
It is fun, as opposed to midwives, not midwifery, so it's confusing.
Hey, as long as they can find you and you're there holding their hand, it's what
truly
counts.
Finding us is half the battle. But we are becoming more we are becoming easier to find and trying to get it out there. We have 5 satellite sites now. Fenton Road is our latest office.
Oh, okay.
And that is another beautiful office that we really like working out of.
Check that one out too. And all of those offer the, what did you call it, annual wellness exam for like pap smears, breast exams.
Any gynecological needs at all, they can help you.
Do you guys do mammograms?
Yes.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
Here? Oh my gosh,
yes.
you guys are fancy.
And we can even prescribe for